We welcome you to the 8th episode of Talking Blizz with Joey Bonadonna. And this week we welcome in defensive back number 22, Ravarius Rivers. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey man, what's up? How's it going? How's it going?
Really good. Obviously, coming off of a big win against Iowa this past weekend, and you're heading on the road
Yeah.
this week. Heading on the road this week, 6 of the last 7 games are about to be on the road. So an interesting stretch for you guys. But the first off, coming off of that game, how do you feel? It was a great performance from you, but overall, how do you and the team feel?
Well, first off, thank you. I really appreciate that. A whole bunch of hard work has been put in from my end and on the end of my teammates and stuff to make sure we're all on the same page that the same plays I made could have been any one of us, so I'm just thankful that I was able to make them and help team out and stuff. But moving forward, I think we just have to just handle Blizz. That's what I'm gonna call it. Just handle Blizz these last few weeks coming up. Just getting it done on the road, knowing that we have a business trip coming in every week. We got one more game for the fans. I can't wait for that, June 9th or whatever. So can't wait. It's gonna be stacking up these victories every day. Just winning every day. That's how we trying to move.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it, that one more game on June 9th. It's against the Quad City Steamwheelers. Your next game on Friday is also going to be against the Quad City Steamwheelers on the road. But let's talk about leading up to, this point in the season. And really, we can go even further back. Uh, growing up from Georgia, played at Valdosta State. Kind of talk about how you were brought up in the game and your introduction to the game and when you knew that you might be able to make it professionally.
Well, that's a great question. Starting off, I played when I was younger. Started playing contact football around age of 8. So from then on, played football pretty much every year, and I knew from an early age that I was going to be special at it. My first time touching the ball, I took it back for 80. I was playing fullback and got a 32 dive, took it to the house, and it was almost too easy when I was running, and I don't play offense anymore, but just that feel that I just knew that's what I was going to do for a while. But moving forward, just to college and stuff, when I finally got to Valdosta State, it was a great experience, winning the national championship there and getting recognized as a great player and stuff. It was a great team building thing that I think I had to go through, just being able to help other people get to the point where they can perform at a level on the same page as everyone else, just the weakest link, type of mentality.
You mentioned winning that Division II national championship in 2018. Team went 14-0 that year. And one of your best years as well. All-American defensive back, all conference, all region. But overall, that year, that 2018 season, what do you take away from, a season like that where you get to learn what winning feels like a lot, and how does that translate to the way you play the game today?
I think the biggest thing I take from that would have to be just the brotherhood that we had, being able to trust each other and knowing that we're all gonna do our best and really compete at the highest level, and how serious we took it, not only from the coaching staff, but from us as players. Player-led teams are the ones that go the furthest, and I think we even do a great job of emulating that here with the Blizzard. We just got to put everything together, but I think team camaraderie is honestly the biggest thing because everyone's talented. Everyone has the talent to be able to go far and win ball games, but it's about the team chemistry, in my opinion. And that's one of the biggest things that I got from that.
Absolutely. And that was 2018 when you won the national championship. Played 3 seasons with VSU, the last one just coming in 2022. That's obviously an interesting stretch coming into that, but being able to play just this past fall, what did you learn from that? And what did that take you coming just into this spring?
Mhm.
And what did you gain with really playing football since start to finish since last August?
Well, a lot of adversity. That's one thing I've had to overcome. My last season at Valdosta State last year, it started off real good, better than it started off real good, I'll just say that. And I got a bad turn. I injured my ankle and stuff, and I didn't really come back to form to about the end of the season and stuff. And I didn't really gain the traction that I thought I was gonna coming out. So I figured I would just continue my playing career because I had already had a hiatus after the 2018 season to where I wasn't on the field for a number of reasons. We'll probably get into all of that. So that just brought me here. I just knew I wanted to keep playing. I didn't want to sit back and, just keep waiting and for a phone call that might happen, might not happen. I just want to take matters in my own hands. And, God sent me to the Blizzard. So here I am now.
And in that stretch between 18 and 22, obviously it's a long time being away from the team that you had just won a national championship with.
Right.
What was that like being able to just get back onto the field? And you mentioned it, you didn't want to take off much longer. What was that like being able to return?
It was real good. It was real good coming back to the field. I had actually been on the field during that stretch. I just wasn't competing during the season. There was some issues that was happening. I was ineligible following the national championship season. That was 2019. In 2020 is when COVID happened,
Right.
and I opted out of the COVID year. And 2021, I got hurt, actually. I had a fractured foot. So all of these incidents happened, in the spring. So I kind of had to battle it out, through all the falls, not being with the team, not being able to, see my guys play and stuff. But it all works out. It all works out.
And then through 2022, right into the spring, first you signed with Jacksonville in the NAL, but quickly turned around and signed with the Blizzard in April. Season had already kind of kicked off. The big transition is moving from the outdoor game to the indoor game. What was that transition like? And what have you learned and what are you continuing to learn at practice and during games?
I'm definitely still learning. It's a process of learning this new game. It's a little different than outdoor football. It's still the same principles when it comes to guarding someone and just playing football, but everything happens a lot faster. It's a lot less time to see plays happening, and you kind of have to see it happen before they happen even more, compared to how it is in outdoor ball. But it's still a great game to play. There's nothing that I don't take from it that I don't like. So it's definitely something fun to do and compete with great players. These other people that we're playing against, they were all Americans and all conference players as well. So it's definitely nice to go up against guys that really love football and love the game and love to compete.
Absolutely. And I think these last 2 weeks, you've kind of seen that. I'd say, especially with San Diego, the talent that they have over there offensively. And I think that kind of segues into my next question of going from the San Diego game to the Iowa game. But you kind of see week in and week out the amount of talent of guys that, did well in college, have been places in their professional career like the NFL, and they find themselves in the IFL. But that segues into my the San Diego and Iowa games. It almost seemed like night and day. The San Diego game, I mean, crazy to begin with 25 combined penalties, but you found yourself having a few of those defensive holding pass interference, but just a week later, a much cleaner game, getting an interception, pass breakups, playing all over the field. What did you learn in that week, and what was the experience like in both of those games?
I'll start with the San Diego game. It was definitely an interesting one with all the penalties and stuff. There were some calls that I felt really were missed on my end. I thought a lot of those holding penalties on me should have been holding penalties on the other person. And I think we sent a few of those plays into the league and stuff to try to get some stuff ironed out. But, the ball rolls the way it rolls. And I just continued to just play my technique. Just in my heart, I knew I wasn't doing anything just malicious enough to garnish all those penalties. But I just stayed to it, stayed true to it, and this week it showed just what it's about. When we're going against competition that plays the game at a respectable level versus kind of taking bush league plays that isn't good for this league in my opinion. But just moving forward, I think I'm going to continue to play my aggressive style and try to be a ball hawk the same way I know I am.
And finally, getting that interception. We were talking with Mike Miller after the game, and he said he gave you a little bit of what's the inspiration going into that interception.
Yeah.
Walk me through that one.
Yeah, Mike gave me some inspiration for sure about the interception, man. He said he wasn't going to be cool with me anymore until I got an interception. So, Mike's one of my close buddies, so I had to iron that out instantly for him. Yeah. But I also had a giveaway for that interception. The gloves I caught the interception. I gave them away to a fan, So that's cool. It's always fun to just give back to the ones that's coming to watch us play, and those memories are going to be with those children forever. So
yeah,
I'm just blessed to be part of it.
And I think that is a true testament to the fans that we have in Green Bay. I think the one thing is obviously first the fan base championship awards that the crowd has won, I think 3 times this year. But even when they're not, you still find that there are few environments in the IFL better than the Resch Center on any given Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the spring. What has that been like? Obviously, you have a lot of these road games on the tail end, but out of the 3 places that you guys have played so far, I guess Sioux Falls and Green Bay for you, what does that translate like, and what has this home crowd really meant to you this year?
Well, thankfully, Sioux Falls actually has a pretty nice fan base. So I think all of that is great for the league. It brings an energy to the game, a newfound energy that makes us want to play like even harder. I think we play harder and the fans get a better enjoyment, when the stands are packed and, everything. But I think that the fans here are awesome. They're great in the community, the sponsors that we have. They take care of us well, and we also take care of them. So I think we have a good relationship with the people in Green Bay, with the schools and stuff. We have a lot of school appearances and things that really help us reach out and leave our mark on the community. Just no matter how long we're here for, there are guys that maybe have come for a couple of weeks and, certain circumstances have put it to where they wouldn't be here anymore. But the effect they leave on the community is lifelong. So I think that's the bigger picture and what we're trying to do here.
And speaking of rowdy fan bases on the road, you go into Quad City this week, and it kind of seems over the year when Green Bay goes to Quad City, it really is a geographical rivalry, being the Wisconsin, Iowa, or Illinois rivalry. The arena's in Illinois, but it's that Wisconsin-Illinois rivalry you see across sports. This would be your first time going there, and the first time playing against this Quad City team. But what do you expect coming into this game, and hope that you guys take away from for the rest of the season? And obviously, you have to play them 2 more times.
I'm hoping it's a battle. That's kind of the mindset I'm going in with. That there's going to be plays made on both sides. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we can adjust to and things that they're going to adjust to us doing. So I just want, my team to come in and be just a great force on the game. Everyone just do their just 1/8 of what they have to do, when it comes to playing team ball, and just no one get ahead of themselves and just play great team ball, and, just be nice with each other and keeping each other spirits up. That's one thing that we don't have a problem with, but I think that that's something that could take us to the next level, because plays are going to be made on both sides. And I just think we have to be good morale boosters in good times and in bad. So hopefully that's something that we can take away from this and we can come on back with a good victory. I'm excited for the rivalry game. Rivalry games really get me up, from college and Valdosta, West Georgia, uh, West Florida. You know, those games were always the most fun games because we know it's a lot behind it. So this game here is, it's a lot behind this one too.
And they just came off a loss in Massachusetts. You guys coming off of a win, and now they're trying to get some momentum back. You're trying to keep momentum going, get into the playoff picture. Overall, what you mentioned you expect a battle, but on the other side, there offensively, they have one of the top quarterback wide receiver combos over the last couple of years with EJ Hilliard and Kevon Rudd. What do you expect out of that matchup with them?
Well, I expect them to be on their A game. I would hope that they would be. But I expect us to come out and hit those guys in the mouth before they can take a chance to hit us. I think the team that strikes first in this league is oftentimes the team that wins. Being how fast the score can run up and just how potent our offense is. So I think if we can get a few takeaways and do things to that to just slow down their offense and slow down their connection, because we also faced a good connection against Mass. Their quarterback in number 81, they had a good connection that allowed them to do good against us and stuff. So I think we've seen that before, but we just have to lock in on it. And whenever we're guarding them, we have to remember, like, hey, we're on his favorite target, and not extra attention, but we have to be, just on our P's and Q's at all times when we're out there, because any moment we can make that play. Just like I said, the plays were coming to me last game. This game coming up, they might come to me again. But if not, I got full faith and accountability with my teammates that they'll be there to make it and help us bring home the W.
And the final question that I always like to ask is, what's one thing that Blizzard Nation might not know about you? It could be a favorite hobby, an interesting fact about your family, just one fun fact about you that Blizzard Nation would like to know.
Well, one thing I've been holding on to, it's in the works. Me and Mike Miller. It's funny that you brought him up. Me and him are starting an organization here in Green Bay that's going to help out with the youth and stuff. And when it's time to go back to school and different community things that we're going to start putting together and stuff, that's in the works, and we plan to have that up and running soon. So we definitely need the support of the community and everyone else when we do all of these drives and stuff, and giving back to it and all of that. But that's one thing I would like everyone to know.
Awesome. I mean, that's probably one of our little more heartwarming fun facts that we've had this year, but that's a great one, and hopefully Blizzard Nation gets behind that one with you and Mike. But as we wrap up here, again, going into this game against Friday, what are you hoping for that one, and obviously for the rest of the season, going forward? Any last words?
I just hope we fight, win, lose, or draw. I think if we go out there fighting and fight until the last whistle's blown, I take us against anybody, So I think that's what we have to do. We got to go in with that dominating mentality, because we've yet to play a full game of dominating football. We played drives of it. We've played quarters, halves, different phases of the game dominating, but one phase isn't, But I think we've done enough in the last few weeks to put it all together this upcoming week and moving forward, just being able to be a much, much, much better team than what our record shows. And I think we got a good chance to put together a lot of wins moving forward, and hopefully we can secure a good spot in the playoffs so we can cash our ticket into Vegas.
Absolutely. And I'll just about wrap things up here for our 8th episode of Talking Blizz. Ravarius, thank you so much for taking time to sit down with us today.
Oh, yeah, anytime.
Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. We'll see you next week. Again, Blizzard on the road this week at the Quad City Steamwheelers on Friday night in Moline, Illinois. Tune in for that one. Again, thank you for tuning in. And as always, go Blizz.